Black Hills Information Security, the leaders in penetration testing and active defense. Email consulting@blackhillsinfosec.com to request a quote today. The Threat Connect platform enables organizations to identify, manage, and block threats faster with threat intelligence, automation, and orchestration, providing security teams a platform to unite their people, processes, and technologies behind an intelligence-driven defense. Threat Connect helps increase visibility into networks and integrates with defense tools to close the gap between threat detection and response. Get your free Threat Connect account today by visiting threatconnect.com/Security Weekly. Endgame automates the hunt for both known and never-before-seen adversaries in enterprise networks. Built on unique knowledge on the adversary's tools, techniques, and tactics, Endgame's centrally managed agent prevents, detects, and responds to advanced adversaries at the earliest stages of the kill chain without prior knowledge. Endgame, automate the hunt.
Welcome back, everyone, to Security Weekly. Our technical segment for this segment, I guess, is Ofri Ziv from GuardiCore. Ofri leads the detection development team at GuardiCore, which is responsible for security research, detection, and development of data analysis algorithms. It's really late in Israel, so Ofri, I'm going to turn it to you so that you can deliver your technical segment, so we're not keeping you up all night, maybe just half the night. Thank you very much for doing that, by the way.
It's my pleasure. Well, I think that the reason that we started to talk was our latest thing that we published in our blog post about the Syscan Trojan. At the time of publishing the Syscan malware on our blog, it was only recognized, I don't remember exactly, but I think only like 2 antivirus products found it as a malicious malware. Although it uses no obfuscation, it's packed with some known packer. It's actually a very simple virus. I would say even an old school virus. That one can think that an antivirus products would actually, using their advanced heuristics, would detect. But unfortunately, almost none of them did. We're talking about a piece of code which scans my entire disk, searches through my registry, communicate with some unknown Spanish IP address. And having said that, the difficulty of detecting a malware like the Syscan lies in the fact that it requires user input, which might fail sandbox solutions, or its lack of known to be malicious system calls allows it to stay stealthy and undetected by probably lots of antivirus engines. Well, it remained undetectable for several weeks, and then we decided to go public with it. Although we didn't have the chance to complete the research, basically because we felt that it can do deeply. I mean, it can provide damage, and that's basically it.
And sorry, Ofri,
yeah.
what was this malware targeting? Was there a specific targets involved for this malware?
So the malware, it targets Windows machines, and it actually breaks into them using old-style brute force through the RDP. Mm-hmm. It then installs a backdoor on the server, a simple hidden user with a password. If it encounters a home edition Windows, it also install a RDP server on it and make sure it is enabled. Then it collects every metadata that you can think about. I mean, everything: users, computer name, whether your machine is physical or virtual machine, the name of your CPU, and everything that you can imagine. Then it scans the shit out of your computer, mm-hmm. your drive, registry, everything, looking for URL histories, cookies. And actually, they kind of like SQLite databases. They're looking for them and try to extract whatever they can from them: users, passwords, credit cards, anything that they can find. It can work on I think it will work on every Windows machine since 2000 until latest.
And AV companies were not picking this up for some time?
Yeah, actually, until we published it, as I said, I think only like 2 AV products detected it. Now, of course, everyone detected, but and it's pretty simple thing, it's nothing very complex, but yet this is very disturbing. This leads me to believe that breach detection and response capabilities are a must, and we as a security community should put as much effort as possible to reduce the dwell time, which the period of threat remains undetected in a data center, which is very disturbing, if you ask me.
I agree. So how did you detect the presence of this malware?
So we were able to do it using GuardiCore we're doing active research and discovering new threats, leveraging what we call our global sensor network. This is basically our deception technology installed in multiple locations around the world, and it constantly streams early threat information to us and our customers. And some parts of that stream are deeply investigated by our cybersecurity experts to identify new and unknown attack vectors or malwares like the one we just described.
That's cool. So was it logs or network activity, or like what was the combination of things that you were looking for in its behavior that triggered the detection?
So what triggered the detection is actually that we saw that this malware, it performs lots of operations on our deception machine, while uploading this piece of malware to VirusTotal or other sandbox machines didn't give us any results. So we understood at that point. We understood that we have something interesting in our hands. So we decided to take a deeper look in it. It is written in Delphi. Pretty funny.
That's interesting. Was that to help evade detection, you think?
Well, that's a good question. We were thinking about it. We tried to understand why. Avoid detection is one theory. Also, I think that it was actually a very common language, I think, to malware programmers in the past.
Sure.
Perhaps, I don't know, perhaps it has lots of available libraries. It's pretty easy to use. So,
maybe some old school virus person coming back into the scene?
I don't know.
Well, you say in your article that it borrows a technique from another Trojan Barry's, probably inheriting code from previous malware.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Actually, I must admit, I don't really know what Barry's is. But we saw when by reverse engineering the malware, we saw a piece of code which looked very familiar. And thanks to Google, he just showed us the berries, and it's exactly the same code. The lines are in the same order. They're using it to hide their backdoor user from the UI.
So, with this malware, Ofri, how do we detect it moving forward, and how can we adjust our strategies moving forward to make sure that we're detecting things like this more quickly?
So, I can tell what we suggest. We have several key points in our product that we use inside the data center. There are many deception solutions on the market which use breadcrumbs or stuff like this, and we are actually aiming for the malware that tries to propagate through the network. We use some unique approach to cover all the traffic and engaging all suspicious connections by listening to all traffic in the data center. And actually, any attempt to access closed or blocked ports, like, for example, if someone will try to connect to an RDP port while it is closed, or an invalid IP address, it will trigger Centra, which is our main product, and Centra will redirect the request into our dynamic isolated deception environment. Once it is redirected, our engagement system features real servers. This is really important. This is not an emulation. This allows the deception system to engage the attacker to believe that he reached its real destination. This way, he won't be able to fingerprint us easily. We can see that even the malware, it tries to fingerprint, to collect different fingerprints from the machine that it was able to breach. And anyway, it was able to run on our machine. Later, we perform a detailed analysis of all the suspicious activity. We record it, we analyze it in real time. And in case we see a confirmed breach, we actually produce an actionable security incident, something that our users will be able to work with. And this is important because it reduces the detection time, and the summary allows a detailed forensics, which later an administrator can understand what really happened and will know how to respond quickly and easily. And this is actually what the best result that we can hope for. And of course, that the security products need to, especially in data center environments, there need to be scale, high traffic rates, a small footprint, and this is something that we are actually put our feet on.
And you've done that's awesome. And you've done some other research as well as some research into a project called PhotoMiner. What is that about?
Yeah, so the PhotoMiner was another very nice piece of malware that we investigated. I don't remember, it was really long time ago, several months ago. It was detected by the same sensor network, a global sensor network of ours.
Uh-oh. Oh, sorry. You still there, Ofri? Oh, I couldn't tell if he was pausing or if it was Skype. That looks like it was Skype.
No.
Oh, wait.
I see
his lips moving, but I can't hear anything. Or is it just spinning because of bandwidth?
What?
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, you're back now. Yeah, we lost you there for a second. You were talking about PhotoMiner, and then we lost you.
Yeah.
Oh, the internet doesn't want us to talk about PhotoMiner, apparently. It was probably really awesome, too. Damn it. No, he's frozen, dude. He's not moving at all. No one can stay that still for that long.
Dude,
unless you have some serious narcotics.
You've heard about the what is it, the mannequin challenge or whatever it is there?
Oh, I've seen the mannequin, yes.
Yeah.
I keep up a little better with my memes now, Larry.
So why
Hey, Ofri, you still there?
Yeah, sorry guys, the internet.
The internet.
That's all you got to say is the
internet.
So you were talking a little bit about PhotoMiner and some of the details there.
Yeah, so PhotoMiner was actually a very interesting piece of code. It's actually a worm which tried to propagate through FTP servers, try to breach the FTP server, and then upload the malware wherever folder it could find. And what they were trying to achieve is that those FTP servers will host web servers. And they put some malicious code on those servers. And then when the victims surfing to the web server, they were actually infected by the PhotoMiner. And this is basically what they did. And each of their victim, the PhotoMiner started to run on its machine, and it was mining Monero virtual coins.
I gotcha. Okay.
And we believe that those people, I mean, their code is not too complicated, and they are doing loads of money. Really, they're like mining the hell out of the internet.
Gotcha. And then you gave a talk at Black Hat on something called Infection Monkey. What's that about?
Yeah, so it was like half a year ago, I think. Infection Monkey is a penetration testing tool that we wrote. We believe that people they test, developers, they test their code. They will never commit code without testing it, or at least this is what we want to believe. But with security, there is nothing that we test on a regular basis, except for maybe when we order penetration testing from time to time. And Infection Monkey was actually an attempt to give to the community a tool which will allow security experts to test their network and see how it goes with something which simulates a malware trying to propagate through the network. And then it will allow them to see their blind spots, places that the monkey were able to propagate to without being detected by their security mechanisms. So this was basically the idea there. And it's really nice. It's still available, and you can download it from our site, from the GuardiCore.com site. And
Does Infection Monkey try to evade any endpoint protection or antivirus software?
The Infection Monkey tries to propagate to wherever it can, and it tries to use different invasion techniques that we put into it, and other people can add more stuff of their own. And it doesn't try to hide from the antivirus. On the contrary, we want it to be as noisy as possible, because what we actually want to give to the user of the Infection Monkey is the ability to check its alarms, to verify that all its antiviruses are on, or its IDS machines, or every other data center security product that he uses.
Yeah, and that actually makes a lot of sense. That's a tool that I think people should use, right? Like, you should be able to put this in your network without causing harm. It should set off all the bells and whistles and alarms in your network. And if it doesn't, then you got issues.
Exactly.
I like it. That's awesome. So people can find that on the GuardiCore website.
Yeah, and we had some really funny results when we helped some of the folks that download it, and they reached us and they asked for some help because its installation procedure wasn't too clear. We are trying to work on it, but anyway, we are helping to anyone who reach us. And some of the executions, it's awesome. I mean, you see people using single password in the entire data center, and then the monkey, it has this cool feature that shows you a map of wherever it was able to propagate to, and you see like the screen is getting full in real time.
Oh, that's awesome.
You see another one, and yeah, you should look at the face of the person who runs it, and he was like, okay. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, I got a lot of work to do. I got to go now.
Yeah.
It's like everyone should run this before having a pen test. Make sure you run this. And if your screen lights up, like, go back, do a bunch of stuff for security until it can't propagate, then hire your pen tester.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Well, Ofri, thank you very much for sharing your great blog posts and your projects. And
absolutely fascinating stuff.
Presenting the Infection Monkey is great. That's something that our users can go download for free, correct?
Yes, definitely. It's an open source project. We host on GitHub, and you are all welcome to download it, try it, and we will be happy to get assistance in developing it. Your ideas, please share with us.
Awesome. I will get the link to the GitHub as well and put that in the show notes that you can find at wiki.securityweekly.com on episode 492, which is this one. So, Ofri, thank you very much.
Bye, guys.
Good night. Get some rest.
Thanks, Ofri.